Welcome to So AmA Media.2.0. I hope you find here what you were looking for. Thumbs up the video, share and subscribe if you haven't yet. Now let's get it. Enjoy.
The child remains in your power. You can do with it what you like. The mother must watch it passively. No. There is no mother for your slave anymore. About 4 years ago, against the fall of the evening, a woman, who could be about 40 years old, at a side door of a not insignificant house in Paramaribo. As is commonly said, the dwellings there are generally made of wood, and each house has, besides the main entrance, a separate side door, known by the name of the Negro's Gate. Through the latter alone the slaves may enter and exit. The main door is for free people only. The woman desired to see the mistress of the house, whose real name we shall conceal under Mrs. Eliza's. For a moment, she was admitted, and approaching reverently and timidly, she said with a trembling voice, "Madam, I have heard much of your goodness, and this gives me the courage to come to you with a request." "What do you want?" "I was Mr. Philip's slave, but you will have seen from the papers that I have been manumitted. My daughter, a 13-year-old girl, is not yet free, however. And as I love her so dearly, you can understand how hard it is for me not to have her with me. I understand that, but what can I do about it? Ah, madam, I would now beseech you to buy her, and keep her so long as I shall succeed in earning the sum which you shall pay for her. If you grant my prayer, you will give it to me as soon as I, by diligence and the effort of all my strength, can redeem it from you. I must say that this is too strange a proposition." When Mr. Eliza came home, his wife informed him of the request. She had thought about it. She would still like a slave girl of that age. And so she suggested to her husband that she buy the child from Mr. Philip, if he did not demand too high a price for it. Mr. Eliza, who loved to please his wife, as it gave him peace and tranquility in his house, hastened to fulfill her desire, and when the poor mother came back the next day, she learned that Mrs. Eliza was to buy her daughter Sylvia. She was beside herself with joy at hearing this news, for she understood that the condition she had attached to her request, the condition of ransoming her child for the same sum, had been tacitly granted. Tears of joy welled up in her eyes. "Thank you, ma'am. Soon I hope to redeem Sylvia from you. Many thanks again. And sir," with a cheerful heart, she left the house into which her daughter was soon to be admitted. Called her strength. She labored from early morning till late evening. Nothing was too hard for her. Night's sleep she allowed herself little, and little by little she saw the little treasure grow, and the time draw near when she would receive the blessing of liberty, from which she now felt rightly the great value she would also give to her child, though she only rarely had the privilege of seeing Sylvia and bathing herself in her caresses, for Mrs. Eliza would not allow that going to her house. But don't worry, the hour would soon come when she would be forever and inseparable with her darling. Meanwhile Sylvia grew up into a fair maiden, whose fair complexion and blue eyes and hawk-nosed indicated to which country her father had belonged. She was now 16 years old. The dainty slave dress made her graces shine even more. The short jacket, under which the snow-white shirt that covers the swelling bosom, caught the eye, the wide muslin skirt, the vividly colored silk cloth draped loosely around the shapely shoulders, the string of gilded beads wound around the slender neck, the kerchief, which with difficulty holds and covers the rebellious locks of raven black hair, and works through with significant mottos, all that added to the vivacity of her movements and the dragging of her artless conversation, was well able to impress and win hearts. But that beauty was her misfortune. The devil of jealousy nestled in the heart of her mistress. Rightly or wrongly, we don't know, but she was certain that her husband cast covetous glances at Sylvia. If before she had treated the child, if not with affection, at least with kindness, now she began to hate the girl. There one evening the mother appeared again, who 3 years ago had begged the kind-hearted Mrs. Eliza to buy her child, that she might later take it back from her. She cried, with joy shining from her eyes, "Here I have the sum you spent for Sylvia. Give it to me now, as we have agreed." "How did you get that money?" asks Mrs. Eliza, with flaming eyes, in which anger and passion shoot glowing rays. A cold shiver suddenly ran through the mother members. "How did I get this money?" she stammered. "I have earned it. Day and night I have labored, that one day I might give liberty to my child." "You lie. Anyway, I keep Sylvia. I fathom your wills. They want to remove from me the object of a forbidden passion, to cheat and deceive me with impunity. But I shall be wiser. I pray thee, ma'am," said the mother, trembling, who understood nothing of all this, "remember your promise. I beg you, sell me my child. Here's the money. Remove. I'll stay with it. I'll keep Sylvia." And she threw the offered money at the mother's feet. No begging, no sighing, no tears, nothing could avail. With her head bowed down, the unhappy woman returned to her humble home, without even seeing the object of her maternal affection.
So AmA thanks you for tuning in. Please leave a comment. Grant AmA until the next video. Peace and much love to all. So Lobby.